If you've got a leftover loadout not being used, and you're not sure what use it can be, well, you need to be doing this. It only takes a few minutes and it will improve your gameplay. Other than a specific build, let's say for dreadnoughts, the 3 main weapons, and maybe something experimental, everyone should have at least one loadout like what I'm about to show you. Pick your best build. I mean, the one you would take in an Elite Deep Dive, Hazard 5, or just the one you use most of the time. Think of this like a main B, because we don't want it to differ from your main loadout too much. You've already got the nuance of your build down, and it's your main for a reason. First, you're going to copy it exactly. Now, you're going to pick the toughest warning, and by popular demand, we have no shield as the example. Now you're going to find the useless things that are not helping you in a no shield mission. Some of you were already probably changing these things before the missions, so this will just save you time in the future. Right away, we've got some obvious stuff in your armor rig that needs to be swapped out. So basically anything that even says shield needs to be swapped. Improved generator, boosted converter, overcharger, shockwave, and static discharge all work with shields, so your build should look something like this. Next is your perks. I highly suggest bringing Sweet Tooth, as you'll be relying on every ounce of health you can get. And even consider bringing Vampire, just so you can at least gain some health back should you really need it. Although, consider it carefully. If you change the build too much, you won't be used to it, and it may not be as effective as to what you're familiar with. The idea is just to get rid of things that aren't going to be as effective, and instead choose things that are going to be effective for this specific warning type. Another good example is to use lures instead of proximity mines or plasma bursters, simply because friendly fire on a no shields can be detrimental to the whole team and yourself. I mean, sure, you can use them precisely and it's fine, I'm not saying don't, but has 5, no shields, friendly fire, it's not fun. You can even make small changes within your build if you find that it does improve your chances of succeeding. Here are some quick examples of other warning types and the changes you could make. For low oxygen missions, I would use Veteran Depositor. You'll often be fighting close to Molly in order to breathe. Can't really run off on your own as much, so getting that extra 30% damage reduction can really be useful since Molly will be right there with you anyways. Sprint Boost is also recommended because at extraction time, you will need that extra speed to keep up with Molly for air. But to be honest guys, the low oxygen missions are tough no matter what build you have. For some extra advice here, I recommend not having a scout as the host because Molly will periodically follow the host and the scout will likely be far away and is the only class that can zip back and forth to Molly. Have a system where 3 of you share the mule and the scout zips to the mule instead of calling her. Also, keep an eye out for the mule symbol next to the person's icon that has recently called Molly. That way you can just travel towards that person rather than calling it back. That way there's a designated spot that 3 people can go to. Just doing that will go a long way in these missions. For Doretta missions, gunners bring bigger shields. Field Medic is not a bad choice either, because more than any other mission, things go south really fast when your teammates go down. On Drill Dozer missions, you rely so heavily on your teammates that the sooner they're on their feet, the less likely you are to fail the mission. Other than heightened senses, I don't have any loadout tips for cave leeches, but try turning up your sound effects volume. There's 2 very distinct noises. One when you're about to get grabbed, and the other when someone gets grabbed. You need to be able to hear that stuff because even when pinging, sometimes people just don't get there in time. But when you hear it, it's easy to shoot and save your friend. Also, if you're running the new Loki gun, that thing's gonna spot cave leeches very easily. Everyone's gonna struggle with different mission types and different warnings. But if you have a free loadout sitting around, you might as well use it and consider using your main build with a few tweaks to give you that edge for the things that you struggle with the most. Alright, I got tons of stuff on the way, so consider sticking around. And if there's a specific mission type and warning combo that you think is the hardest, let me know in the comments. And for the comment that gets the most likes, I will play that mission with the class of your choice. I'll do a full gameplay walkthrough, either solo or in a group. Anyway, I don't know how to end this video, so goodbye?